GM. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Hey guys.
Loud and clear.
Right.
Hey man, is anyone else joining? I just saw Urke. He was trying to log in, but I think he had some issues. Let's wait for him for a second. Is Uroš joining from Novi Sad? Do you guys know?
No, he's not. Hasn't written anything. We'll ping him on Discord.
Could be the issue, like traffic jam issues, given the current situation in Serbia with everything that's been going on. How are you guys doing? Artie, you just said you've been to the protests in here in Niš.
Yeah.
What's the situation like?
Yeah, there was a not prime minister. I'm not sure what the title is. So she was with her party members. I am not sure whether she arrived or not, but there were a bunch of people that threw eggs at her, and so there was a police that made like a cordon around the building. They're going to meet like 500 meters, and then across the street, people used like slingshots to throw eggs at them. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So but all the people who joined their meeting were like hit with at least one egg.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, I can hear a baby in someone's background.
yeah.
Like this is a this is a kid friendly stream. Is that Marta?
Yeah, Marta. She haven't cried all day, but now she started.
Yeah, she's making up for the rest of the day. Yeah. And anyway, but just to give a little bit of a context, I don't want to spend time on this, but just to give a little bit of a context, like there's a massive protest going on in Serbia. Like I think there's like 1.5 million people in the streets of Serbia in every single city, like in total, and people have been protesting for a couple of months now. And by the way, a crazy thing is that Serbia has like 6 point something million people, and there's like 1.5 million people protesting. So it's pretty wild, and we are in the south, so south is like even something crazier. But anyway, how's it? Are there any changes in Belgrade? Nev, I know you're there.
Well, yeah, I'm in the middle of it actually. There are protests
I
every
know.
day. We're also making a lot of noise every day, 7:30 p.m.
Yes, I didn't know about that, and my girlfriend was like, when both of us didn't know, and we were like, "What the hell is going on?" But apparently, there's this new trend to kind of show your dissatisfaction with the government by like going onto your balcony or terrace or a window, and then just like doing whatever, just yelling, I guess, and knocking on the like your pans and kitchen whatever things.
Yeah, but just for the context, it's not just a political protest. We are asking for justice for 15, that is, as of today, 16 killed after the canopy collapsed. So
Yeah.
it's a bigger movement than politics, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I guess like the politics is the underlying kind of root and cause of everything. But yeah, like fun fact, I never tweet about anything politics related because I don't like it, and usually when you do, you get spammed by bots or whatever. And I wrote like a very nice post on my Twitter, on my account, on my cap account, and it, for whatever reason, it blew the hell up. I think it has like 1.3 million views. And for the past like 7 days, ever since I posted it, like my account literally is unusable. It's like messages and notifications after notification. It's a bit crazy. But yeah. Anyway, is anyone else joining? Let me see our Discord.
Yeah, Urosh has some issues for some reason, so he's receiving like an error when he tries to join the restream. So who knows why that's happening.
Let me send him a new invite link. Oh, check this out. Like the link changed after we went live, so that might be the issue. Oh, that's probably the issue. Yeah, but this is my first time using Restream, so yeah. Apologies. I just wrote to him in English. Yeah, by the way, our entire team is from Serbia, and So even though we speak English like on a daily basis, and for some of us, I guess it's like better than just speaking Serbian. Um,
Do you maybe want to introduce the team members, even those that are not here?
y-
Just give them a shout out.
yes, he just joined. Yeah, yeah, I can, and yeah, this is the main reason why I wanted to have everyone here. I guess it's just for everyone to get to know to meet the Namespace team. I don't know if do you guys want to like just introduce yourself, or whatever what you do in Namespace and something like that, or should I just like run through how everyone is?
Yeah, it's better for you to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a fun story. Like the year ago when we raised that grant from ENS, there was only Artie and me and another friend of ours, Bran. He was from Canada, but after a couple of months, he just dropped off. And ever since then, like me and Artie have been working on this, and I handle everything like from the product marketing, sales, biz dev, socials, all that side of things, and then Artie handles like literally everything else. So like heads down to him for building everything that we have with Namespace. And yeah, just a couple of months ago, I guess, like just out of sheer need to keep up with our own growth and just demand and everything that we've built that has to be maintained, like we have like a constant stream of new clients and people. We had to bring on more people, and yeah, ever since then, who's the first one that joined? It was Urush, and he's an intern. We got him fresh off the call from the college, another single day of experience, so we trained him. We everything ENS related. After that, who was it? Was I think Arti, you brought on
Yeah, I think
Urke?
Luca and Urus joined around the same time, so it's maybe like a month difference. But I think both of them were here for, I think, 2 or 3 months, right, Luca? Like, I think from December. I
Yeah,
remember it was December when I sent like an onboarding documents, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think yeah, I think all like everyone joined in December, including Nevena. And Nevena, big like special shout out to you, man, because we brought her on like as a like a marketing BD team, and then I just like put everything on her that I couldn't, I didn't have the time to get to. So and a good thing, like this is like a I feel like this is a like a hiring hack. When you're hiring someone, you know, hire someone who has a founder experience, right, as she does, because I know if I like whatever I throw at her, she'll just figure it out, and I usually do that. And I'm sorry, and you know, and thank you. I feel like this is long overdue.
No, but like, thank you for the kind words. We were joking around that we couldn't figure out what my role at Namespace is, so we settled on intern because I don't have that much experience in Web3 other than being a user, right? So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to learn here, and I've learned a lot, and I'm happy if I've managed to, support the Namespace in ways I could. With my
Of
skills,
course.
right? So yeah.
Of course, yeah. You absolutely killed it, man. Like from writing stuff and you know even bringing new clients to like everything. You killed it in like 3 months. Um, it's almost sad that you know you're leaving us. Maybe I can persuade you by the end of this stream to stay with us.
Like as you said it yourself, I'm a founder. There are things waiting for me, but I'll always be here on the sidelines, like lurking, helping out, and so on. So I'm around always as a
Yeah.
good ghost. Yeah.
Thanks so much for that. Yeah, so just a quick round of like a shout out to everyone. Arti, like you're just the man. You build and maintain everything. Luca, you absolutely killed it on the front end side. Urke, who's not here, he's our backend developer. Nicole, I think he's gonna join later on. He said he's stuck in traffic because of whatever is happening in Belgrade. He's our DevOps guy, one of the smartest, person that I had the pleasure to work with. And Nevena, who absolutely smashed it on everything from throwing like marketing side of things to you, to throwing like building Canva designs and whatnot, to everything else. So thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, hopefully this year we get to scale our team a little bit more. and go full time, every single one of us, and absolutely continue killing it for ENS. And yeah, that's that's my that's my line. And cheers. Um, so where are we? So I just wanted to like freestyle and jam for the first 45 minutes. And I wanted to have you guys for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I know like it's Friday, it's 7 p.m. So whoever has to go and jump off, feel free to. Me and Artie are gonna stay. And for the next like I think like 30 minutes, I wanted to give a like a stroll through, like a time, and just give a every like mention every single highlight that we've had as a namespace team in the previous year working on ENS. And this is a very random idea that came to my mind. I was like, what is this highlights section in your account profile on X? And as it turns out, like that section right there serves for you to just like keep everything organized. Like if you literally want to pin all of your highlights that you're doing and announcing or anything else. And it turns out I was highlighting stuff that we were building and shipping for the first 6 months, and after that, like I guess I forgotten. And then yeah, shortly after that, I was like, how cool would it be if we just like jumped live on stream and give everyone like a walkthrough of everything that we've done and we've gone through, like building on ENS, and just share everything that we've learned along the way and just leave it all out there. The service provider program is renewing this year, and hopefully all of our lessons will be helpful to someone else, whoever decides to build on ENS. And yeah, that was just my idea, and I thought, why not do it? Hey, so here we are. But yes, thank you guys. If you want to jump off, feel free to. If you want to stick around, it's your choice. Once again, thanks everyone for building with us, and yeah, hopefully we get to do it for years to come.
Woo, Pumpai.
Pumpai. Do you guys hear? Like, can you hear outside? You don't?
Do you mean on your side, in your voice?
No. I'm just comment. Like, do you hear the people at the? It's 7 p.m. It's 7:15. Then they've
Oh,
started.
right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't hear it here.
You don't?
No.
You're lucky, man. My building is wild. People are going crazy. But anyway, let's switch gears here. Okay, so this is our highlight section, and I wanted to just walk through all of this. I don't know, like I tend to talk a lot, so you guys feel free to cut me off if I'm spending way too much time on stuff. But yeah, where should we start? I don't know. By the way, this is like this should have been like in chronological some kind of order, but it's not because I went back and then highlighted things. So I think the order is sort of messed up. So this is not the furthest thing that happened. As you can see, this is 2024, and there are like pins from 2023, and you'll find some pins in 2023 in here as well. But anyway, so what was this? Do you remember when we built like the first proof of concept for base for
Yeah,
people
yeah,
to?
yeah. Sure. So I'm gonna add like a bit of a story of how we started. So we started developing on ENS in times when the name wrapper was not even a thing. So you had like you remember like the old ENS where the subnames that you issue are not even like an NFT. I'm not sure what they was like. If they were just a record on the ENS
No,
register.
they were, but initially they were ERC 721, and then they've uh, matured into 1155. So the old ones that had been registered prior to launching name wrapper are still ERC 721, and now every new name that you register is 1155. Yeah, you
Yeah,
joined
I
later.
remember
Yeah.
that we started in the times when the name wrapper was coming, like, and then we were preparing for that. And I remember like that was like 2.5 years ago, maybe more,
Yeah.
when both me and Brandon were not sure like what the DNS is like, and then we were investigating like where do we fetch the data from, and so on and so forth. But so the L2 subname proof of concept was like I believe it's meant for, this is the first time that we did the L2 subnames, and we said okay, we'll just release this as a, like an open source repo. If someone wants to use that, they can to deploy their own app, and then we use the same code to deploy the I think was it the God based on
Yeah,
the
God-based campaign. Yeah, I'll
yeah.
talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, but basically the code that we use to develop the functionality for the God base, where you can mint subnames on base and they work as regular subnames. We just created like, okay, this is the repo. If someone wants to do the same for your own name, you can use the repo to do that, right? So that's
Yeah,
how
yeah. I think this one is a little outdated. We haven't updated it with. I'm not even sure
I'm not
if
sure
there's
if it
anything on
exists
it.
at all. Can you check if it exists?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into that. It was like a year ago. There's like so many things happen for both ENS and Ethereum and Base. So this was just like a proof of concept that we launched at the time, just to see if anyone is gonna use it. But this kind of led to something super fun, which is, Base had this on-chain summer campaign throughout the entire summer, maybe even throughout the entire year. Base guys are absolutely, super chads, but specifically throughout the summer, they were inviting developers to build on Base. They were like, they just had so many initiatives. It's even insane to kind of count. And they had this on-chain summer, sort of like an umbrella that covered like every single one of those initiatives, I guess. And for the on-chain summer, we were thinking like, how can we make this fun and how can we make it like a degen friendly? So we basically, at the time, like we found some of the craziest meme coins, but also like I did some due diligence. Like I didn't just slap anyone on there. I think these meme coins are like legit communities. I shouldn't do air quotes. They are legit communities, especially like degen and base god and some of these. Yeah, so I did some due diligence and found them, and then we hired someone to build this like a little thing, and we said like, okay, let's have god based yet campaign, which was like a kind of rip-off of got milk, I guess. And yeah, it got some traction, and we did a lot of things with it. We had some fun with this entire campaign, where you could like just mint a subname, and like you mint, for example, cap.godbased.eth, and it was stored on Base. It was like a fully functional, resolvable subname, and yeah, we just did it for fun. We auto assigned like the pictures and whatnot, avatars that is, and it was super fun. I think I have like a thread in here somewhere about the entire on-chain campaign, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I have like a thread summary of all of our actions throughout this entire like on-chain summer campaign. Yeah, but for those of you who don't know, like we proactively work with community. If someone from the community has like a really cool subname idea that they want to launch, uh, they can just fill out the subname interest form, and you can find that on our website. And yeah, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you have a cool idea, and we've had like a lot of people reach out with some cool ideas, and it's super fun to actually build these sort of on the side, like as little side quests. Um, yeah, this was me being like super happy about Widget. And for those of you who don't know, like this is there's a story about this. Like we have this kind of little cool products. We call it ENS Widget, and it basically allows anyone to start minting subnames from their own websites or from like 20 different websites if they wanted to. The only thing you have to do is go to Namespace platform, list your name. If you want to sell subnames on Ethereum, you list it on Ethereum. If you want to do it on Base, you list it on Base, Optimism, and so forth. Once you list it, you generate the like a little script for the widget, and you add that script into your website or your blog or anywhere else, and it allows all of the like I guess visitors on your website to mint a subname. There's like a little pop-up that appears, and they can mint a subname from your website. And we built this because like once we launched app.namespace.ninja, people were like, okay, this is fun, but I want to sell subnames from my website. And we were thinking like, okay, how do we do that for people who don't have any technical knowledge or expertise? And this is something that we came up with. There's a on docs.namespace ninja, there is a tutorials and demos section, and I think you can find a bunch of cool stuff in here. But I think there's one for integrate ENS widget on your website, so you can see how you can do it in like 8 minutes. I think this demo specifically covers the entire listing process as well, which takes the most amount of time for you to set everything up. But it's super fun, super cool, and like this kind of removes the barrier, only for developers. They can launch their own, kind of minting websites or whatever. But yeah, this is pretty cool, and I'm super excited about this. I think we have more than 100 of them running, and it's so cool to see that we have, like, I think it's more than 100. I'm pretty sure it's more than 100, which means there are like 100 people out there that are selling subnames or giving them away for free. And this has happened like with like zero marketing, zero like our efforts. As you know, we just ship stuff, and we have to work more on promoting ourselves, I guess.
And
And
marketing, yeah.
yes,
Yes.
we have to work more on that. And I had Nevena tell me that on number of occasions that I should build less and market more, if that's correct way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's keep going. What's this? Yeah, this is just a shill post for Coinbase. It's like insane that there's an estimate that we have around 15 million off-chain subnames. When you think about it, like, that's just nuts. And there are, like, I think right now there are less than 2 million ENS names registered. So like, I think subnames are the real deal here. And specifically, like, off-chain subnames are super cool because they give the full kind of control and ownership and flexibility of like permissions and whatnot to the owner, and they're usually issued by kind of trustworthy companies. So that's something worth mentioning and noting. Look at us being all happy for having 1,000 followers. Oh, this is Privy. Like, we've had like a little talk with Privy team, and this came from, do you remember, Ardi? This came from someone who's using Privy, and I guess they were fans of ENS. They said like, oh, how cool it would be if we had ENS here. And then Privy did something with ENS. I can't remember what it was, and they did a Twitter space, and I got to talk to, I think it was Henry, his name was. I think he's the CEO and co-founder of Privy. I just asked him a question on that Twitter space, and I said like, would you mind if we connected to talk? And I think we did. I mean, I don't think we did, and we talked. But that conversation kind of went cold a little bit. So maybe this is something we should revisit, because we thoroughly enjoy Privy, and Privy is like, I guess, one of the best companies in Web3. I guess I think they had fairly recently a very successful raise as well. So it's really nice to see. Oh, do you remember this?
Yeah, so it was for the ETC, right?
Yeah, it was for it was prior to ETCC, and then I think Broke gave them to us during ETCC, right? This is me. Here's mine.
Yeah, yeah. But basically, we had a platform, right, where you can, the way you pay for the way you order this, you are actually minting a subname,
Look at
right?
this. Yeah, you're essentially ordering and paying for these like ENS keychains by minting a subname. So it ended up being like a collection of subnames for all the people who minted their keychain. And these keychains are super cool because they come with like, they have an NFC chip. Oh, here's you. They have an NFC chip, and you can just program it to do whatever you want. Maybe when you're giving out like pops or whatever else. So it's pretty cool. This is like one of the like fun little side projects that we did as well. Shout out to Broke, by the way, cool guy. Do you remember this one? This is a fun story. We submitted our Q2 report, and by the way, this was initially for service provider program. Um, you weren't obligated to submit Q1, Q2, your quarterly reports about your progress and KPIs and whatnot. Now in this like next version is mandatory. So initially, like we started doing it every quarter, and for Q2 we submitted a month early because we shipped so many things, and I guess like I miscalculated, moron. But yeah. But anyway, this is a reminder we built custom solutions. This is our integration with Web3.js, seeing a little spike in usage. I think I'm gonna have to be a bit quicker because in 15 minutes we're gonna start having guests join us. Um, oh, big shout out to WebHash, super cool guys. They build a no code centralized website builder, and you can connect your websites to their domains. We did a partnership with them to make it easy for all people who launch websites there to enable subname registrations. So shout out to HID. Subname interest form again for whatever reasons. Oh, check this out. So how can I stream? I don't think you can hear that because it just blasts them on my in my headphones. But we organized together with Blockful team. We organized a ENS event during ETH Belgrade, and we organized this like in a couple of days because I heard that the man himself, Alex and Danny, were attending ETH Belgrade. I guess they were invited to be as speakers, and I was like, we cannot have two service providers in Belgrade at the same time and not throw an ENS event. So yeah, we hosted one, and it was pretty cool. We got to talk a lot about. I think they talked about Chainlink and connection with ENS, and I spoke about just ENS and growth. And that was super fun. Lots of good people, lots of good vibes, good energy, good food, and hopefully we get to do this again because ETH Belgrade is the official partner for Namespace as well. So looking forward to building that with them. Oh, who's this handsome guy? Oh, this is like super cool campaign that we did for our t-shirts, and people absolutely enjoy them. I could have maybe ironed this t-shirt, but other than that, like I think this is like a very nice like a I don't know what is it like. What do you call this in English? Like a slogan or a message or like that ETH is bigger than 0x, so you should name all of your
Yeah,
wallets.
more like an equation, math equation. Yeah, but just when you say ironing, you should remember that we had like 50 t-shirts in our
Yeah,
backpacks. So yeah,
yeah. And we met. This is the first time we met a lot of people here. We met the guys from Vision, but we met all the crew from Vision at ETHCC. Yeah, it was ETHCC. Um, yeah, not ETH Belgrade. We just met Fury at ETH Belgrade. Yeah. By the way, Vision guys just beautiful people, super cool founders. Every single one of them, just nicest people. Yeah, shout out to Vision. Um, anyway, this is our talk. Just highlights something, integrate widget, the demo. This is how the widget looks like, by the way. And this little guy appears in the bottom right of your screen, so you can mint any kind of subname. This is the announcement for that. Yeah, this is the section where I highlighted just a bunch of features that we have. Like underrated, underappreciated feature that we have is basically for token gating, minting for communities. So if you are, for example, like a PFP collection or someone like that, you can literally allow all of your community members to mint subnames from namespace and from your .eth name by and enable token gating. So you would just like copy and paste your collections contract, and only people who have your NFT would be able to mint those subnames, which is really cool feature, and I liked it a lot. But I feel like it didn't get as much traction and as it should have. I'm having troubles with King's English. But yeah, it will in the future for sure. Yeah, then whitelisting. We have a whitelisting option. I'm not gonna go through all of these features. If you want to see all of the features, just go to app.namespace, go to the account, find your ENS name that you want to mint, go to manager and go to list it. Yeah, if your name is not wrapped, you're gonna have to wrap it. But once you do, you can list it. You can set the minting price for subnames. You can set the price based on length. You can set different subname prices, for example, for numbers only, for emoji only. We have a bunch of cool features. This works like a reservation slash whitelisting. So for example, if I say okay cap, no one will be able to mint cap. If you have, for example, last names, which I know sell for like a lot, and you want to issue first names, you can reserve, for example, them, but make them mintable and say John is mintable for, oh man, come on, let's do 7 Ethereum. Mark is going to be the same, or anything like this is just like a fun little feature that we have. We have different types of whitelisting, and we have token gated minting, as I said. So app.namespace.ninja, go nuts, have fun, play around. I'm not going to go through all of the features that we have. Oh, by the way, and if you want to, let me see some here. Once you list the name, if you go to widget, you can create the widget that I was just talking about. So you would essentially just create it and choose from which name you want to issue subnames, and click update, and you're gonna get the this little script that you can just like copy and paste in your code, and the widget will pop up. It's super simple. Again, you have tutorials on docs.namespace.ninja, and the same thing applies for frames. We have the default frame, which automatically kind of just generates a frame when you select the name from which you want to issue subnames. And by the way, this was our like major Farcaster integration that we've done. And yeah, I'm gonna maybe talk about that. Pretty sure that we have that in the highlights. But anyway, we also have like a very detailed tutorial for this as well. Yeah, let's get back to it. We have 10 more minutes. Oh, look at this Farcaster demo. Here it is. So you can find it. You can find it in our tutorials. What else? Let's see. Highlights. Oh, this is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know, but MetaMask recently kind of upgraded their resolution process. So initially, like any other wallet, pretty much, they were resolving your Ethereum address of your name, Ethereum address record of your name or subname. But as you can see, I'm not saying that they've done this for us. ENS Labs has worked with MetaMask for a very long time, and these take like when you're big as MetaMask, things take time and you have to prioritize. But we had this like a feature request that has gotten like a lot of I guess popularity, and it's pretty cool to see. We basically said that resolution should happen based on the network you're connected to. So when you're connected to Base and you have Base record in your name, MetaMask should resolve to Base address record, not Ethereum record, as other wallets do it. I think it's safe to do it on Ethereum, like other wallets do it, but it leaves a little bit of like a maybe 0. Whatever percent room for error if someone uses Ethereum names and subnames to their full extent and takes advantage of all kind of features like multi-chain address records. But yeah, I'm really happy about this. That this has gotten a lot of traction, and it's really nice to see that MetaMask actually did exactly that. They've integrated it. So now when you're typing your ENS name, they resolve the address record on the chain that you're connected to. Yeah, these are some of the cool frames that we did for some people. We minted a lot of cool subnames from frames as well. Oh, this is the extension that we've done for Tatum. I'll yeah, never mind. We did like I wanted to talk about that. Okay, I'll talk about it because I think this is like very important. There's like how should I say, like blockchain tools and service providers and like identity service providers, like all of these people that are providing specific set of services, they have their core offering, but they also want to capture a lot more of the market and expand their offering. So they started launching essentially, let's call them marketplaces of like add-ons or plugins or whatever else. And what these things essentially do is they allow other people to kind of plug into their kind of service offering and allow them to get like immediately get exposure to a lot of developers. And I think this is a really good like a distribution strategy for everyone who wants to take advantage of that, specifically for ENS, because I think in order for us to have human readable names everywhere, ENS has to be present uh, everywhere where developers are building, and this is a really cool thing to actually do. And I think it's one of the coolest things that we've done, and we'll probably capitalize more on it in the upcoming years, because more and more like these companies are becoming bigger and having their own like a side marketplace or like side ecosystem where people can kind of deploy their apps, and their builders, whoever they're using their products for, like building like whatever games, wallets, doesn't matter. They can just take advantage of these like add-ons or extensions or plugins, call them whatever you will. And this is super cool, and I would encourage future service providers to do this, even if this is not their core focus. If you know someone who runs something like this, just go and plug ENS there. If you need any help, let us know. If you need like someone to help you with subnames or something like that. But anyway, blog posts, frames, Tatum integration. Yeah, this is the official integration that we've done with Tatum. Shout out to Tatum, by the way, super cool guys as well. Let's see, we have 5 more minutes. Audits, frames. Yeah, this is the first frame that we've launched, and it was like super popular as well. I think this gotten like a lot of views, didn't it? It's not working now. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it did really well. People were crazy about frames when they first launched. Quarterly reports. Yeah, so the same thing we've done with Tatum, we did with Web3.js, and we did it with QuickNode as well. And yeah, this is super cool. Let's see, live on mainnet. When was this? Oh, okay, March. This was our like V1 version of our app. Oh, here's Bran. Did you ever? When was the last time you heard from Bran?
Well, I'm not sure, probably like 4 or 5 months. So I haven't heard from him the day he left. I think it was November or October last year.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him. We should reach out to him. Oh yeah, this is the results
Yep.
from the first. Yeah.
Ayed has an interesting question. Maybe you want to answer that. He says, "I remember when subnames came out, you had to burn fuses and it would be permanent, etc. Are you using the same method?"
I'm happy to talk to you about the burning different sets of fuses in order to allow for certain different types of actions on your names. But one thing with Namespace app is that it's built in a way to like have you not worry about burning fuses at all. Like we handle everything on the back end, on our side, under the hood, and we just like communicate with you what specific listing would do to your fuses. So yeah, but I'm happy to take that conversation, because it's not like it's technical, and it's not, I don't want to say like publicly something maybe wrong, someone quotes me on that, but yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. Yeah, yeah, as I said, like the new integration we did with QuickNode, we have to update that one. Did you know, like fun fact, the QuickNode integration has like more than like 50 installs in 50 different apps. And this is another thing, like we've never like promoted this. I'm sorry, Nevena. I know you want to kill me. We've never promoted this. We've never marketed. Like we just announced this. We should have done a better job. And my idea was to reach out to all the cool builders that are using QuickNode, and just have them maybe test this, or just like send them a message or something, saying like that they can add like a naming service into their app. at least they should just try it, if nothing else. But I completely forgot because we just whatever kept building on the new thing and then the new thing. But we should definitely focus on that more in the future. Like, look at this. I think this is the post that has like a summary of all base related things that we have done. Okay, this is me giving a talk during the on-chain summer at ETH Belgrade about ENS. Make it scale horizontally. Yes. Allow subname registrations in every single app. Yes. Every single front end. Yeah, this is just like mentions everything that we've done on base. Yeah, unfortunately, I only have 2 more minutes before I let Donnie join us. He's already here. Just look at this. I've been in excruciating pain since arriving at CC. Slaps namespace sticker on arm. Better. Big shout out to Melly, one of the coolest people that I had the pleasure to work with and hopefully continue to work with in the future. And in my defense, Melly, about this was a cocktail night that Base hosted. So, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, lots of cool stuff happened. I was even, as you can see, a walking billboard. I printed a QR code for people to scan and mint the subname of my back, subname that that you minted on Base. And ironically, I was at the L2 conference, and Base wasn't there, so a bummer. But anyway, so that's it. We gotta I have to give a shout out to we did with this with Marcus, like super cool product as well, where their music community got to mint subnames. I have to give a special shout out to Base God. Now that I'm here, and their community, super cool community. Have to give a shout out to Jesse as well. Jesse has supported us like every step of the way, so huge shout out to him. I don't know how he manages his time, and I don't know how he's on time to do everything, but kudos to him, man. Like super cool guy, super nice supporter. We didn't have the time to go over everything that we've built. Sub pages, we built sub pages for people to launch minting subnames that have pre-embedded sort of minting logic. We partnered with Unicorn, which is a wallet as a service provider that partnered with ETH Denver. So we issued 20,000 subnames, on ETH Denver. We'll have Griff later on talk more about that. We partnered with ETH Belgrade. We minted 30,000 subnames and counting. That's about it. I'm gonna thank you all for listening for my rant. I'm gonna let Donnie in right now, who's our first guest and the ecosystem steward for ENS DAO. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. How's it going,
Ooh,
man?
I've never done something like this before. Nice to know how the sausage is made.
Yeah, me neither. On my end, I think I have some kind of admin panel, so I'm trying to juggle a couple of screens. I literally bought this little monitor just so I can stream there and make sure I don't mess up along the way. But yeah, thank you for joining us, my friend.
Of course. And I heard you say you didn't get through everything Namespace did. If you can take a couple more minutes if you want to go through it.
No, I've kind of just I was speeding through everything, and I got everything I wanted to get out there. Maybe just another little thing, like so everything I do, I write on my mirror page, not dashboard. It's mirror.thecap.eth. My Mac is like 1,000 degrees, so hopefully it doesn't die on me. So everything we do, like every now and then, like I'll share a lot of like little alpha and lessons that I've learned by building on ENS. So I wrote about this I write about this type of stuff like regularly, so you can give me hit subscribe there if you want, and you should definitely read through some of these that I've written. I wrote about ENS and scaling, ENS and AI, something that we're working on. Name chain, just my thoughts about how everything's gonna change when name chain goes live. This was the cool one, ENS lessons from the trenches, and this is the the article that just highlights the importance of service provider program, which we're going to talk about later on as well in detail. But that's about it. That everything that I wanted to say.